Coco, come on, compete. You gotta compete. Let's go. You got this.
Who told him to do this? Sorry.
I'm gonna just use this Ferragamo and take it to my Delta meeting. Hey!
So that's my dad pretending to tell me to come on, even though he doesn't come to any of my matches anymore. And the second one is my mom. She's talking about my red Ferragamo purse that they gifted me. This is gonna start an argument. You guys are being messy. My foundation, my support system. When you're on the road, you feel a lot of pressure and feel like your life is in tennis, and you go home to your family and you realize that your life is with them, and them is the biggest fulfillment than any trophy, you know.
During a Bose partnership video, Coco Gauff received unexpected comments from her mother and boyfriend. Her response was crucial. When people close to her began giving her private messages that she had no idea were coming, she moved from nonchalantly predicting sounds to being totally taken aback. The timing of the boyfriend was ideal. Coco's father made fun of himself when her mother caused family strife. Have you ever received a message at the ideal time from someone you care about? In the comments, tell us about it.
Coco, and I'm on set with Bose, and we're playing What's That Sound? They're gonna play a sound, and I'm gonna try to guess it. I heard they're gonna dig a little deep today, so let's get into it. That's a ball of tennis cans being open.
How many times do you think you've heard that?
Enough to know what it is off of like a couple seconds. That's a crowd, probably at a tennis match, assuming we're sticking on theme here today. I'm so used to it. I'm on like year 6 or 7 at this point. It's very cool though. I like to play in front of a full court, full crowd. I like to hear the noise. That sounded like the beginning of Frozen, but it's a ball machine. But when I was younger, we did have a ball machine, and my dad, that was one of his gadgets, but it didn't last long.
Let's discuss what transpired since Coco Gauff's straightforward guessing game for a brand relationship became far more intimate and poignant than anyone had anticipated. Bose has up a complete What's That Sound portion, in which Coco must identify what she's hearing while several audio snippets are played. It began innocently enough with tennis-related noises, but then they totally caught her off guard with messages from her closest loved ones. It was so heartwarming to witness her process those memories in real time. The initial sounds were precisely what you would anticipate. She heard the sound of a tennis ball opening hundreds of times, so she knew how to do it right away. She has been playing in front of crowded stadiums for years, so she was able to handle the crowd noise from a tennis match. She stated that she is currently in year 6 or 7, which is crazy considering that she is only 20 years old and has already spent a third of her life as a professional athlete dealing with large audiences and pressure. The majority of people in that age group are still deciding what they want to do for a living. Additionally, Coco has previously experienced one of the world's most difficult sports. In contrast to some players who prefer quieter settings, she mentioned that she enjoys playing in front of large crowds and really enjoys the commotion. Her ability to embrace turmoil rather than be intimidated by it contributes to her effectiveness during pivotal occasions. She is not attempting to ignore the ambiance. She's harnessing the energy she gets from it to improve her performance. That's a champion mindset. Using possible distractions as fuel rather than allowing them to become issues. The sound of a ball machine was then played, and Coco instantly related it to her early training. It was one of her dad's devices, she said, but it didn't survive long. You can learn about her family's attitude to her development from that small detail. They experimented with different training techniques and tools, determined what worked and what didn't, and moved past ineffective strategies. Since they weren't committed to any one strategy, their pragmatic approach most likely helped her succeed. They just paid attention to adaptability and outcomes.
Del Rey party, you know.
Oh wait, that's my best friend's voice. Is that Jamila? Hi Jamila, I love you. Shout out to the Ray. God, that memory. That was after I won US Open, it was so fun.
You could hear Coco's voice shift as soon as she recognized the first private message, which came from her best friend, Jamila. She became ecstatic and called her out, recalling a particular incident from the US Open Del Rey celebration following her victory. The fact that she reminisced about celebrating one of her greatest professional victories with her best friend demonstrates the significance of those interpersonal connections to her. She isn't merely focusing on tennis while disregarding everything else. Outside of the court, she is preserving friendships and making memories.
This is from an anime. I like it because it just relates to life, and I like to stay youthful, so I feel like you can learn a lot of life lessons from anime. Like a famous church, I'm guessing Notre Dame.
You were the youngest flag bearer for Olympic history. What's that mean to you?
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect it. To be doing it next to LeBron was actually insane. Even now, I can't believe that had happened.
She added that she enjoys anime because it relates to life and keeps her youthful while teaching her valuable things. It's fascinating to see how she views personal growth. Instead of concentrating only on tennis strategy and sports psychology, she is searching for insight and perspective in unexpected places. She is confident in herself, as evidenced by her willingness to discuss her enjoyment of anime. While other athletes may conceal hobbies that don't align with the stereotype of an athlete, Coco simply owns them. When Notre Dame called, they questioned her about being the youngest flag bearer in Olympic history. She described the experience as bizarre and claimed it was odd to do it next to LeBron. She still finds it hard to believe that happened, even after giving it some thought. It is refreshing to experience such humility and sincere gratitude for the honor. Even though she's already accomplished a great deal, she doesn't take anything for granted or become jaded. She understands how unique it is to be chosen to represent your entire nation at the Olympics with one of the best basketball players in history, and that's how she handles it.
Coco, come on, compete. You gotta compete. Let's go. You got this.
Who told him to do this? Sorry.
I'm gonna just use this Ferragamo and take it to my Delta meeting. Hey!
So that's my dad pretending to tell me to come on, even though he doesn't come to any of my matches anymore. And the second one is my mom. She's talking about my red Ferragamo purse that they gifted me. This is gonna start an argument. You guys are being messy. My foundation, my support system. When you're on the road, you feel a lot of pressure and feel like your life is in tennis, and you go home to your family and you realize that your life is with them, and them is the biggest fulfillment than any trophy, you know.
The following sounds, which came from her parents, were where things really started to become interesting. Her father told her to compete and go grab it in his coaching voice, which is hilarious in and of itself. However, Coco's response was much better, since she pointed out right away that he no longer attends her games. She hurled that shade so carelessly, but it was clearly motivated by love. A positive family dynamic is demonstrated by her ability to make light of her father's absence from games while acknowledging his contribution to her growth. They don't act as though everything is flawless. They are respecting and loving each other while accepting the truth. The red Balenciaga purse they gave her was the subject of her mother's message, and Coco called the producers untidy for including it, predicting right away that this would spark an argument. That response is humorous because it implies that there is likely some family history or ongoing discussion over that purse. Perhaps her parents didn't consent to purchase it. Perhaps there's a reason for its high cost. Or perhaps it appeals to one parent more than the other. Regardless of the background, Coco was aware that discussing it would lead to family strife, and she wasn't afraid to express this on TV. However, she briefly became solemn and discussed how her family is her pillar of support. She clarified that when you're traveling, you experience extreme stress and feel as if life is just tennis. However, you discover that your life is truly with your family when you get home, and it is more satisfying than any award. From someone so young, that is incredibly wise. She has accomplished things that most athletes would never be able to do, yet she is keeping her perspective on what really counts. Trophies are fantastic. Championships are significant. However, relationships with family and friends are what give life purpose outside of career achievements.
So proud of you. You're doing great, and I love you.
That's my boyfriend. And today's actually our 2-year anniversary. So that's very nice. Oh, he didn't tell me about that. That was What's That Sound? And I got them all right. And yeah, as usual, I aced it.
She has likely been able to manage the strain and criticism that come with being famous since she was a youngster because of this viewpoint. Every defeat would be painful, and every victory would only bring fleeting gratification before the strain of the next event if her entire identity and sense of worth were dependent on her tennis performance. However, she can compete with independence and not be devastated by failures because she is rooted in family bonds and realizes that her worth as a person isn't defined by her ranking or titles. When the boyfriend's message arrived, Coco's expression drastically changed. He declared that she is the coolest person ever, that he loves her, that he is proud of her, and that she is doing fantastically. It was beautiful and sincere, and Coco disclosed that the day was actually their 2nd anniversary. The occasion was made even more memorable by the fact that she appeared genuinely shocked that he had set up the message without notifying her. There you have it, a good boyfriend game. Collaborating with her brand partner to deliver an unexpected anniversary message to her during a work commitment that she most likely mistook for another promotional duty. Because anniversaries might be strange for professional athletes with hectic schedules, the timing of the message is ideal. It's not always possible to rejoice on the big day. You may be competing or traveling, and it's simple for professional chaos to obscure personal accomplishments. By collaborating with Bose to catch her off guard during this photo session, even though she was at work, her boyfriend came up with a clever method to celebrate their anniversary and let her know he was thinking of her. Relationships require that kind of work, particularly when both parties are juggling hard jobs and schedules. In contrast to some athletes who publicly discuss their personal lives on social media, Coco has kept her romance very secret. Although she occasionally posts about her partner and has previously admitted to having one, she doesn't make her relationship her whole public persona. It's wise to strike a balance between disclosing just enough to be genuine and protecting privacy for what matters. She's letting people know that she's in a happy relationship without feeling compelled to record every moment for public consumption. The fact that this was a 2nd anniversary is also noteworthy because it's not a casual relationship at her age. They began dating when she was 18, so this relationship has been a part of her life through significant career turning points, such as Grand Slam victories and the attention and pressure that came with them. It's beneficial to have a steady relationship at that level of professional intensity. And the fact that it's lasted for 2 years indicates that they managed to make it work in spite of the challenges posed by her tennis schedule and fame. The absence of contrived or artificial drama is what sets this entire film apart. These were genuine responses to genuine surprises from those who really mattered to her. Since Coco's reactions were impulsive and emotional, this felt genuine, in contrast to brand partnerships and promotional content, which are typically meticulously managed and rather contrived. The shade she threw at her father, the way her voice changed when she heard her closest friend, or the way she lit up when she heard her boyfriend's message are unmistakable. Beyond simply being a tennis player, the video also reveals other aspects of Coco's personality. As a daughter, she has to deal with typical family dynamics, such as potential conflicts over expensive purses. She is a girlfriend, juggling a busy job and commemorating an anniversary. She is a best friend who can recall specific events and festivities. She enjoys watching anime and discovers surprising life lessons. All of these aspects make her more engaging and relatable than if she were only a tennis robot who simply discussed her serve and forehand. Her final statement about taking on the challenge and doing everything well was a typical example of Coco's self-confidence. She kept her competitive edge by ensuring that everyone knew she correctly guessed every question while managing the emotional moments and surprises. Her capacity to be sensitive and emotional while maintaining her champion attitude is part of what makes her unique. She doesn't have to decide between being genuine and tough. She is simply being both, depending on what the situation calls for. The production quality of these unexpected messages is particularly noteworthy because it demonstrates how brands are becoming more astute in their interactions with athletes. They created an experience that produced real emotion and authentic content rather than simply having Coco read talking points about Bose products or do some generic promotional content. From a marketing perspective, that's more important because people will actually watch and share a video where an athlete is being genuine, which is in stark contrast to another dull advertisement in which someone simply declares how much they love a product. Fans who watch this develop a stronger bond with Coco as a person rather than just as an athlete they see compete. You're witnessing her interactions with her family, learning about her relationship, and listening to her discuss her priorities outside of tennis. Because they feel like they know her, they are more inclined to follow her throughout her career and care about her success as a result of this investment in her as a whole person. Athletes who only display their competitive side may be respected for their abilities, but those who show off their entire personalities typically attract larger and more devoted fan bases. Because it depicts a typical family with a tennis star, the family dynamics seen in this video are very intriguing. Although he no longer attends games, her father is obviously still concerned and offers advice. Her mother purchases pricey handbags that seem to spark arguments among the family. With the extra twist that the daughter is among the world's top tennis players, these are familiar family scenarios that occur in homes everywhere. Because it keeps Coco from appearing overly aloof or untouchable, despite her remarkable accomplishments, that relatability is important. Champions are human people with families, relationships, and feelings beyond the court, as Coco Gauff just reminded everyone. She is one of the most fascinating athletes to follow, since this Bose cooperation video ended up being far more significant than anyone had anticipated. If you want more content that highlights the human side of sports that most media won't, hit the like button and subscribe.